start the journey of where our clay comes from, we have to actually start in the mountains. And not just like hills, like mountains, like I'm talking New Zealand mountains, mountains in China, in India. Big mountains. All right. So, through a couple of different processes, we have chemical erosion happening, and we also have weathering happening. And through those two processes, we get a big deposit of clay at the base of the mountains. And we're going to call this clay primary clay. It's usually really white. Another name for it is kaolin. You might know it as porcelain. It's very, very pure clay. And it only comes from a few places in the world. So, it starts there as primary clay, and then this might look familiar from science class. Then we have the rain happening, because clouds like to build up on the base of mountains. So we have all this rain coming down and forming rivers coming off the mountains. And what happens through more erosion is the river picks up some of this clay and carries it down the river. And along the way it picks up things like iron, it picks up different like sand deposits and iron deposits. And the clay that gets deposited along the river is a secondary clay or stoneware, and this is what we usually use in class is stoneware. It's a little bit easier to work with because of all the minerals in it. It's still fairly light. You can get some that are a little bit darker, but it's a really good clay to work with. At the end of the rivers, when they start to branch out into smaller areas, the secondary clay gets pushed further and further into the wetlands. Beautiful little bird to represent our wetlands. Grass for him to stand in. And so the clay gets carried further until it's deposited in these wetland areas. And along the way, it's picked up even more iron, even more minerals. And we get these deposits out here. And these are called either tertiary clays or earthenware. And this is where we get a lot of the terracottas and the darker clay bodies. And that's pretty much the journey of clay from the mountain to the base of the mountain, down the rivers, into the wetlands, and onto the wheel.